Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's take a look at Frozen Heart Gayle, who just released in JP, but not global. You know, we have been synced up since May or June, so something's happening, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And by the way, the only reason I would share something that's not available in global yet is because it is available in JP, and both communities talk to each other. We know about Frozen Heart Gayle, right? In any case, let's get pumped about this because she's looking strong, looking awesome. Looks like the best Frozen Heart costume yet. Really high HP. And of course, she's going to have that Void Guard, so in light teams, she's going to be able to withstand some abuse and just be generally strong with that super high base attack. 8,700 after Awakening. That is getting pumped up by her Valiance. And this looks like a flat Valiance. And then she gets Bold Vigor. So really awesome. I can see her being pretty useful in PvE and PvP if you don't have a better option in PvP. Personally, I would love to still use Bloody Gayle a little more. That Agi is super valuable. Let's look at the character skill. 250% damage to one enemy 4 times. Defense break for 30 seconds. And a light crush for 30 seconds. When she is wielding light. Both are 20%. That is killer. That is awesome light support. And then we have further support here with the Valiance. And then she's going to be able to help with damage. She's going to help you get to that knockdown sooner. Defense is pretty good too. Usual Agi. Yeah. I think she could be useful as a light support. If you have a newer account and just kind of lacking one-hand sword users, she should be pretty strong. She'll be great against dark enemies. And then maybe PvP if you don't have Bloody Gayle. But the real prize here, the real thing that everyone's so excited about and just dying for is this weapon. Okay, so pretty strong base attack, 2,700. But look at this. A 14 and a 16 second cooldown on the skills. Multipliers 60%, 50. So kind of typical of like a normal pool arena main hand weapon. But yeah, with the more upgraded multipliers, 4 and 5, so good. But look at this, 30% fleet foot. Oh my god. The Lucid Boon. So the obvious thing, if you're looking at this, it is almost a subjugation weapon, and we never had a real one for the one-hand sword category. So the reason I think they dialed back these percentages instead of the 100% and both being 5-hit is because a lot of the one-hand sword costumes are kind of overtuned with, for example, like Bold Vigor passives, like Celeb Gayle, Celeb Marie, Crow, Joker with that Pursuit passive. The one-hand sword users are pretty OP, and I think that's why we didn't have a main hand from a subjugation weapon before, because it would be kind of imbalanced. But with this weapon coming, those of us who love playing PvP, we are pumped on this, and all sorts of ideas are entering my head. The obvious thing is just kind of dropping in on my builds where I have Bloody Gayle. And again, she's there for the party agility support, but also does some pretty good damage when she hits that pursuit requirement. So either just slotting this right in, or lately I've been messing around with Crow. Crow is really fun to use. Has party crit as well. Bold Vigor, so if you can make him fast enough, he's going to be very lethal in the AA phase. Or maybe you have a triple light team now with Sino Saryu, if you have her, Bloody Gayle, with the New Year Marie sword, if you got that, and then someone like Crow or Joker or Celeb Marie or Celeb Gayle as your third character DPS with this weapon. Woo! Man, all sorts of possibilities. And we get a barrier out of it too. Alright, I usually don't do reviews for Frozen Heart characters, but this one is a doozy, and I'm super pumped on it. So of course that leads us to the question of, why don't we have it in global yet? What is up with that? And it seems like everything is there, according to my sources. Everything is there except for the translated files. So it's like a localization issue. And also, one might say, oh, well, maybe the developers are so busy with all of this anniversary stuff coming up. And that's cool, and we want them to get all of that to us as well. But, you know, couldn't this have been planned a little better? It's just kind of a bad look. And then another thing people are talking about is the voice actor for the English voice actor for Gayle has recently had a baby, had some life things happening. But, you know, at the same time, I know a lot of voice actors have a setup like me, and they actually work from home because, you know, we live in a day and age where you don't need to travel to a recording studio to get this stuff done. All you need is a mic and interface and a PC, or, you know, maybe a preamp, depending on what type of mic you're using, etc. So I try to keep the hype high on this channel, but I got to be honest that this is not a good look. The developers, I think that, you know, they could have at least said something. And if it was their plan to give it to JP first and they don't think Global's ready, maybe that weapon is too OP for now, they could have at least said something. But it's kind of radio silence. And I even know people that have reached out to support and gotten kind of like a response that put a bad taste in their mouth. And just kind of like passed it off as like, you're not supposed to know about that. That's, you know, potential future content. You're not supposed to know about it. So I don't know. Again, you know, she could drop in a few hours at day change, and then everything I said is like, you know, there was no point saying it. But it's been several days now, and I think it's you know, a legit enough reason for concern. So I did want to address that, and it kind of makes me nervous that, you know, maybe the development team is spread too thin, you know, and if they are, fine, you know, and I can be patient and wait for the sword, but it just kind of raises like a larger concern. But I don't know. Let's bring back the hype. We have new stuff coming for anniversary. You know, we're expecting new costumes, we're expecting a new game mode, and that's going to be awesome. I'm sure this will all smooth out and blow over. Until then, we're just kind of at the mercy of just wondering what's up and having no idea. But for all you that play JP, go get your Frozen Heart Gayle. That looks awesome. That's all I have to say in this video. Thanks so much for watching as always, and if you like what you see here, throw a like in the video and a sub on the channel. All that support is much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one.